about that southbound red Kenworth right there? You got a radio on?
Sure do.
How are we doing today, sir?
Pretty good. You in this Challenger or Charger, whatever this is?
Oh, that's the old Dodge Magnum right there. Yes, sir, that's me.
I got you. You doing some street recording?
Yeah, basically, I tell the story of the hard-working trucker out here on the highway by way of what I call a rolling CB interview.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not every day that you got some person roll up next to you with a bunch of cameras and stuff wanting to talk with you, but I've been doing this for a while, and most people, have come to understand what that is and have learned a lot by way of those interviews.
I got you. Well, I haven't been doing this a long time, so you got like a YouTube channel or something?
Yes, sir. It's called Big Rig Videos.
Well, that's pretty cool, man.
So, do you mind chit-chatting for a little bit? I actually have to go down to State Road 50, so I was just waiting for someone interesting or with an interesting truck to roll by. You mind talking about yourself and the truck that you're running?
Well, it's not the prettiest truck on the road. It's a work truck, so, but yeah, it's a 2003 Kenworth. I got about 46 miles down here before I got to turn off. It's got the kitty cat motor in it, Cat C15, plenty of power. Just got a little baby load on right now. I usually do a bunch of oversized loads with this thing.
Alright, right on. Those are the type of trucks and individuals people want to hear about. Those that are running a truck that looks just like something that they would want to get into if they got started out here. Not everybody can get into a brand new, great looking, 389 or 380, whatever that's coming up, the newest thing, but they can get into a truck that will make a paycheck.
Right, I mean, this isn't the cheapest road truck on the road either, but it is older and it's a big hood, so that's what I wanted. It's like a third of the cost of a brand new one,
Absolutely. So, just so I can give you credit when I post this video, who am I talking to?
My name's Steven.
Well, nice to meet you there, Steven. How long have you been trucking for?
Oh, I've been doing it about a couple of years now. I started out as a pilot car escorting oversized loads as a pilot, and kind of worked my way up from there.
Well, you're the perfect individual to talk to because explain what it was like, getting the licenses to be a pilot car operator, and then how you worked yourself into the position that you're in now.
Well, the pilot car side of things was pretty easy. You just have to take you get your certification online. It's like an 8-hour course, and it's pretty simple. You don't need, depending on each state, you need certain things, but it's pretty low starting cost to get into something like that versus a truck.
Okay, and then how did you operate? Did you move from state to state, or did you work within a state?
Yeah, of course. So I'm a bachelor. I spent probably about a year and a half doing that pilot car thing all over the United States. I didn't really stay in one area. I just bounced from job to job. Whatever was closer to go to, I picked it up, and then wherever it was taking me, I went. And then just kind of snowballed like that over and over.
Right. That's pretty cool. A good way to see the country. For those that are not familiar, they're going to want to know, well, how much does something like that pay? So what are some of the averages that a person would expect if they were to get into that field and take it seriously?
So if they're taking it seriously over the road like that, my first year, kind of building up contacts, stuff like that, you can make $100,000 gross in a year.
That is nothing to shake a stick at, sir. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you got to have the customer relations and definitely be willing to put yourself out there. But yeah, I mean, it's once you build the contacts up, it's just bread money at that point. It's super easy to stay rolling and keep the wheels turning. And I want to say your second year, you could probably gross almost 200,000, 150 pretty easy.
You know, that's good to know, especially with someone that may not want to take on the burden of, you know, buying a rig, maintaining it, and all the things that come along with that, you know. But if they still like the culture of being around the trucking industry and going places, I mean, I think that's the next best thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I probably made more money. I mean, more money in the pocket when it came to the pilot car side of things, but you know, assets, stuff like that, it's nowhere near as much once you get the truck paid for and the trailer. But as far as money to the truck, it's probably about the same as what I was bringing home as a pilot car.
All right, that's cool. So now tell us about the transition from going to a pilot car operator into, I'm assuming that you got your own authority and things like that. How did that work for you?
So I'm actually an owner-operator leased onto a company. I did a lot of pilot car work for. They were kind of a helping hand as for getting started into the truck side of things. So I'm actually leased onto their authority.
Okay. So becoming an owner-operator, walk us through those steps, because there's going to be there are a lot of guys out there and ladies that want to do the same thing. And they look at these videos, and some have told me that, well, it's been helpful to hear how other people like yourself have done things. So what was it like for you?
Oh, I mean, it was actually pretty easy. I think the hardest part is the money side of things, you know, getting the money for the truck, getting the loan for the truck, making sure you have enough put away so if something happens, you're not out of business right away, you know. A major breakdown in a truck can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 if you're putting a new motor in, or so I mean, a lot of people, they'll just get started and have a breakdown like that, and that's the end of the game.
All right. Being smart with money, having something set aside, you know, that's something that we've heard. And so relatively stress-free for you to get into being an owner-operator?
It's pretty stressful. It helps if you have some buddies that kind of can guide you in the right direction. But you're finding your own loads, you're doing the maintenance on your truck, you're scheduling everything. There's a lot to it for sure. It can be pretty stressful.
I hear you. So on the flip side of that, what have been some of the payoffs? You know, I ask guys, what have been some of the good times in trucking for you? So what have been some of the better times for you?
Well, the high-paying weeks, getting to meet people out on the road, you know, at truck stops, making friends that way, you know, or it's hard to really say. There's a whole bunch of it. But probably the most satisfying feeling is getting that really big load, that oversized load that took you 14 days to get from Philadelphia down to New Mexico. It took me 14 days with a $50,000 payout on that load. That's very satisfying to complete.
I would have to say so. That is pretty cool. So what are some of the other odd things that you've hauled? You know, high, wide, heavy, anything memorable that you can share?
Oh, just, I mean, storage tanks, big round tanks, buildings that are pre-manufactured that they'll stick on the trailer. They'll take a whole bunch of pieces of a hospital anymore. They could have a hospital from nothing to operational in about 2 years now. Just having sections of the hospital already built and shipped in.
Interesting. I didn't know that they did that way. I mean, I'm sure not every hospital is that way, but talk about modular. I didn't know that hospitals took that modular approach.
Yeah, it seems like anymore it's all about time.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna come over one in front of you.
And 4. That's a pretty nice car you got yourself.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I've hung on to this thing since 2008. It's a 2006 Dodge Magnum, the old SRT8. Back in the day, this was one of the, higher horsepower stock cars. So I've loved driving it, and I drive it around the country doing this.
All funded by your YouTube channel, or do you have any other side income?
Well, I've done work with companies like Western Star and Mack Trucks. They've hired me directly, or any other smaller or third-party, companies that manufacture, accessories like Lincoln Chrome. They do stocks and bumpers and visors, and companies like that have hired me directly to do things for them. So anything trucking related that'll pay a bill, I'll go out and shoot.
That's pretty cool, man. You gotta be willing to be social for sure. That's kind of one thing I do like about trucking is I'm more of an introvert in that aspect. So being by myself all day long isn't the end of the world.
Yes, I agree, especially when you can just turn the radio down and listen to that old motor eat there, right?
Yeah, she purrs with the 8-inch stacks, that's for sure.
Well, that's cool.
I'll give you a burp of the Jake brake here.
Now we're talking.
Cats are known for their raspiness.
Yes, sir. We can listen to Jake brakes all day long, and they never get old.
Yeah, the dog don't care for him. I got a sidekick with me. He's a little a lab mix, about 40 pounds, but yeah, he don't like it too much. Yeah, just the other day, about 2 days ago, I was parked in a truck stop down in, up in Kansas City, Missouri, right before I got loaded with this stuff, and it was about 1:30 in the morning. I had a guy try to take my bumper off over there on the passenger side. There's a crease there in the bumper. I managed to get it folded back, but yeah, it happens quite often.
Yeah, I tell you what, any guy, any person watching this that drives a truck, they're right there with you, and they understand the frustration of trying to keep your truck protected and trying to keep it from getting, I guess, demolished, for lack of a better word, sitting there in a parking spot.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. It's something for me. It's like, well, I don't even want to wash the truck anymore because you can't have nice things, but you got to take care of your stuff and just eventually replace it if it ends up bothering me that much, which I probably will.
Yeah, I hear you. But, trying to keep things up and making things look presentable is the reason why I said, looks like a good candidate, because appearance is everything nowadays. I'm not saying that a guy has to have all the shiny stuff on their truck, but just keeping it looking respectable, keeping it washed, and, you never know. the impression that puts upon others.
Right. Well, I've always been one to own nice things and clean cars and stuff like that. So getting in a truck's a little different. I mean, it's a lot more susceptible to stuff like that happening. And in the end, it's just a work truck. It's a tool, you know. But it is nice to keep it nice.
This is my next well, this is my exit here, so I'm gonna hop off. But that exit ramp is pretty long, so I wouldn't be opposed to you running them Jakes again. So.
All right, 10-4 on that. Give you a little bit of a smoke show.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. Definitely not something that happens every day. What'd you say the channel was again?
Big rig videos. You drive a big rig, you want to watch a video about big rigs, you do a Google search on that and you'll see all the stuff that I've put out over the last 10 years or more.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'll definitely check it out and subscribe. Thanks for your time, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having the radio on.
Yes, sir. Everybody should.
You got that right. All right, Scott. Well, thanks a lot. Also, tell me the name of your company so I can reference that as well.
A&M Trucking. We're out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, well, you can go right down the street and get you some of those Lincoln Chrome stacks there, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we appreciate you. We'll see you. Have a good trip.
Hey, you too, man.